law school at nighttime. I was a civil litigation attorney for the police department, as well as being a police officer, for which I got paid no extra money. I got paid a patrolman's salary for practicing in New York State Civil Supreme, and also the administrative tribunals handling the city rules and regulations and the city laws. I was injured when I was a police officer responding to a call. I was hit in my patrol car by another patrol car, and I was retired after 10.5 years. 1 month after my retirement, my 30-year-old wife was diagnosed with breast cancer, and we had a 9-month baby at home, and I took the next 1.5 years to take care of my wife and my son while she went through multiple surgeries and chemotherapy and her recovery from that. So I understand intimately what it's like to have good health insurance, but to have a medical crisis that is brought on just who knows why, and to have to deal with the fallout of that, the loss of income, pay co-pays, deductibles, and navigating a system that even with good health insurance almost ruins you economically. I get that and I understand that. When I decided to move back, even though I was still a practicing attorney, I spent my entire life out in the field working in communities as a medic. And when I was working as a police officer on foot for multiple years, both my parents are retired at the Board of Education. We both taught public school in Brooklyn. My grandmother retired after 35 years when she was teaching in Staten Island. So I decided to go and join the New York City Teaching Fellows. I got my master's in special education from Hunter College, and I teach in District 75. I teach special ed, 6th and 7th grade, in a self-contained class. It's a 6-1-1, so I have 5 nonverbal autism students, and I have 5 adults in the class helping me out there.
Michael, what are the most pressing issues of 11th Congressional District that you can see?
Sure, absolutely. The biggest pressing issue is economics, and it's not as simple as saying it's my paycheck. It's a lot of things that are associated with economics, such as paying for education, paying for health care, being able to afford to live, not just on a living wage, but a wage that allows you to afford to not just catch up, but get ahead. Because one of the things we've seen over the past 40 years is stagnant wages. We're not seeing wages rise, and we're not seeing. It's a little bit weird because the district is divided between Brooklyn and Staten Island. There are some differences when you talk about transportation. I mean, we have a subway. We complain about the R, it never shows up. But there is one, whereas in Staten Island it's a transportation desert. So when you're talking about building the economy, it's a little bit different on both. But economics, healthcare is big, education is big. I am also really incredibly big on disability rights and minority rights and women's rights. These are things that are tied together because it ties with the economics of these people and the ability for them to climb some type of ladder of opportunity that's going to help themselves.
Any questions to Michael?
I know that was really brief and short, but...
Your position on Donald Trump's moving the embassy from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem.
Okay, well, first of all, I'm a big supporter of Israel and Israel's right to exist and to defend itself. I personally don't think that it was done correctly. I think that at some point, they should have moved the embassy and recognized Jerusalem as the capital of Israel. However, I feel that the way that it was done, with almost no warning, and with no discussion about any other associated problems that might go with it, it seemed to me to be too hasty, and it seemed to me that it was going to add more problems than it was going to solve.
So you're against the move of the embassy?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Any other questions? Okay, thank you, Michael. Thank you so much. We also were joined by great judge Terry Sikota, but we'll give you